You probably got to this video because you did a search online for online pool table retailers or where can I buy a pool table online, something to that effect, and you came across a company called Ozone Billiards. Well, who are Ozone Billiards and what are they all about? Well, I gotta tell you, Ozone Billiards is one of the largest, if not the largest, online retailer of pool tables that there are. And my helper David and I did a pool table install for them week before last, and we recorded the entire install of it. So I figured I would go ahead and give you guys a technician's review of the Ozone, at least the Savannah table, tell you some of the pros and cons with them, maybe some tweaks that I would suggest for Ozone, and things to look out for when you're going to buy from them. So stick around and let's get into this.
Fly like I'm Jimmy Snooker cutting through the traffic. Hopping fences, breaking ground, got pounds up in my baggage. I got way too much on me, food you'll never take from me. Hit the switch and make a left, I'm leaning with a couple P's. While I'm dipping through the peak, got strong on me like Hercules. I've been pushing weight, got purple haze, they tryna cop a G. Red lights, blue lights, then I hit the sky. I've been smoking on that ladder, now I'm super high. They heard me from down the block, you know I gotta get supply. Shaking up, I'm staring with like Bond, I got the golden eye, cause red lights, blue lights, then I hit the sky. I've been smoking on that ladder, now I'm super high. They heard me from down the block, you know I gotta get supply. Shaking up, I'm staring with like Bond, I got the golden eye. Dodging and ducking and diving home, skipping them.
Now before I go any further into this video, I need to be perfectly honest with you guys. I am an installer for Ozone Billiards. I'm a subcontractor for them and they send pool tables to me and I do installs for them. However, they have no say whatsoever in this video. As a matter of fact, the first time that they're going to see it is after it's uploaded and after probably a whole bunch of you guys see it first. They do not sponsor any of my videos, nor have they ever. So they have no control over what I'm saying. So with that out of the way, let's get into exactly what table it was that we installed and how it went and the pros and cons of that table. Now, David and I went to do this install a couple of weeks ago, and it was a Savannah pool table that Ozone sells. And they sell it, I believe, in the neighborhood of about $3,000, $3,500. I don't know right off the top of my head, but I think that's about the price range that they sell it for. And is it a good table? Well, let's see what Ozone says about their own table. So this is straight from Ozone's website. The Savannah 8-foot pool table, birch brown walnut, will be the center of attraction in any game room. Featuring solid wood construction, this table is designed to offer supreme playability and elite quality. No MDF, particle board, or other artificial materials are used in the exterior craftsmanship or construction of our tables. The multi-step finishing process, which includes petroleum-based stains applied by hand and sealed with catalyzed varnish, brings out the natural luster and beauty of the wood grain. This finish is impervious to water rings and resistant to Q-scuffs, ball marks, and perils of day-to-day use. The rails are bolted through the slate by a two-piece T-nut rail design at 3 separate points on each rail, giving the table maximum ball response. The ultimate response, K66 cushions, are professionally built to meet or exceed BCA tournament specifications. Both the cabinet and slate beams are a 1.5-inch minimum thickness, providing strength to the already resilient and rigid unified body design, and boasts 3-piece 1-inch thick slate that is cut to precision fit with a solid wood slate support frame bonded to the underside of each slate piece. While the legs add aesthetic value, the triple anchor leg support also has exceptional weight-bearing capability. This table also includes a deluxe accessories kit, which offers standard items like pool balls, ball racks, and pool cues, as well as a do-it-yourself repair Q-tip kit. From the tally bottle and tally balls to the instructional booklet, this kit has everything you'll need to enjoy your pool table. With detailed inlaid diamond wood spot sights and genuine leather pockets, this table is the perfect centerpiece for your man cave or game room. Additionally, this table is covered by a free lifetime warranty. Now we get into the Savannah's features, as if, actually, I guess those were overall descriptions of all of their tables. But let's get into the description of, or the features of, specifically the Savannah, which is the table that David and I installed. The Savannah pool table features American traditional style pool table, solid maple wood construction with brown walnut stain finish. Now, as you can see from the video here, yes, the table is very well constructed. There was zero particle board in the table construction anywhere. I mean, nowhere, which is a lot better than what I can say for a lot of other manufacturers out there. A lot of manufacturers, and this is a dirty little secret about both furniture and pool tables, is that they will skin over, take a solid wood veneer that's usually about anywhere between 1/32 to 1/16 of an inch thick, and skin it over the top of particle board, or MDF, medium density fiberboard. That's not to be found in the Ozone tables. As a matter of fact, the side panels on this table were very thick. I would guess somewhere in the neighborhood, well, actually, I think they have it in here in their description. Do they have it? Anyway, I would venture to say that the cabinet, the main frame of the table, was probably 1.25 inches thick, and it was solid wood. The cross beams on it are solid wood as well. I think they say it's acacia wood. That I don't know so much about, but let's see. Simple cabinet, solid wood leg design, and inlaid diamond wood spot sights. Genuine leather shield pockets, Brazilian slate 1 inch thick, framed back, 3 pieces. Acacia beam set, free deluxe pool table accessory kit, 8-foot table playfield, dimensions on the playfield of 44 by 88, which is standard. The outside approximately 56 by 100. Free lifetime warranty. So with Ozone's online sales pitch out of the way, what do I think about their tables? Well, in all actuality, I think they're pretty decent tables from an installer's standpoint, and from a structural standpoint. I actually think that they're pretty decent tables, and I think that there might be some really good reasons as to why you might want to go with an online retailer like Ozone, maybe even one of the other ones, but I can only speak for Ozone since I have installed their tables. But there are some really good reasons as to why you might want to go with an online retailer. Number one, you will probably get more bang for your buck. So one of the things that you're paying for when you go into a brick and mortar to buy a pool table, you're paying for the salesman that's coming out there to talk with you. You're paying for the floor space that all of those pool tables are taking up. You're paying for the lights. You're paying for the air conditioning or heating. You're paying for everything. You're paying for their insurance on the building. You're paying for everything. Whereas buying a pool table online, yes, you do still have all of those things, or at least some of those things. You're paying for a brick and mortar where they're housing the pool table. But what you're not paying for is a middleman. You're not paying for all those lights and everything and a salesman, because basically when you're online, you're going to be selling yourself on the pool table. You're going to be reading all of this yourself, flipping through, trying to figure out which one you want best. And another good thing is that there's no pushy salesman telling you need to buy it today because of some special going on. You either buy it or you don't. And you, like I said, you're going to end up selling yourself on whatever table you buy online, as opposed to a salesman in a brick and mortar. Now, buying a pool table online may, in fact, have some drawbacks too, especially if you live way out in the middle of nowhere. One of the things that we have to do when we're receiving a pool table is we have to go over to the shipping terminal with whoever it is that Ozone uses to ship it to me, or any installer out there. They're going to have to ship it to a shipping terminal in the local area or somewhere close. And if you happen to be in a very rural area, your choices, or your technician's choices of who they're going to have it shipped to, are going to be very much more limited. I'm fortunate. I live in Louisiana. I live in New Orleans specifically, and we have several major highways that go through here. We have trains that go through here. We have planes, everything that are coming into our area fairly regularly. And, I-10, which is goes right smack through New Orleans, is a major corridor for shipping. So I can pretty much get any carrier I want, or have Ozone ship it via any carrier I want. But if I happen to be out in the middle of nowhere, those choices are going to be more limited. Well, some of those other carriers, some of those lesser known carriers, some of them have a greater propensity towards damaging goods that get shipped. So, it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. Now, fortunately, as I said, in my area, usually Ozone will ship via FedEx Freight. And FedEx Freight is very reputable. They're very good at what they do. And I haven't had a single pool table get damaged in shipping by going through FedEx Freight. Their tables are well constructed, at least for a knockdown table. Now, when I say knockdown table, what that means is that every single part of the table can be completely disassembled. The entire frame, at least, can be completely disassembled into its individual components. In other words, you've got two sides, two ends, corners, everything that make up the frame itself, the main cabinet, the main body of the table. As opposed to a unibody type frame where the entire frame is assembled at the factory and it is shipped whole. This has pluses and minuses. Now, on unibody tables, the manufacturers typically are going to be assembling these frames on a known flat surface, and each and every table that they go to do, every part is going to line up perfectly. So where the end of the frame is and the side of the frame, where they meet up together, those two top surfaces that the slate sets on, they're going to be nice and flat across there. On a knockdown table, you're going to be more limited, well, at least to how level or how true your floor is when the technician is assembling the table. So that's one of the drawbacks. That's one of the main differences and one of the drawbacks to a knockdown table. The advantage, though, one of the major advantages, is that you can actually put a knockdown table in a much greater variety of spaces within your home. So let's say you want to bring it up to the second floor and you have a tight bend in a stairwell. Well, a knockdown table is the way to go with that, because you can't get a solid frame up some of these turns and stairwells. Or let's say you want to bring it to a back game room and there's numerous tight turns in the hallway and you can't get that big frame in through there. That's where a knockdown table is really going to shine for you, okay? And again, if you've got a really good technician, a knockdown table is not going to be the end of the world, and it's not really going to be that much of a drawback because he's going to install it properly. It'll be just as true and just as straight as a unibody table. Now, one of the critiques that I would have for Ozone has more to do with their website than what it does their tables itself. And that is, when you're first going on to order your pool table, they give you a drop down for where you're located for the quote unquote white glove installation. And what that is guys like me going out to actually install it. They also give you a drop down menu for what color cloth you want. What they don't give you is a drop-down menu for what type of cloth that you want. And some pool table buyers are going to want a higher-end cloth, something more on the lines of either Simonis, Championship, Tour Edition, something along those lines. And look, each cloth has its, if you really want to get into the weeds on cloths, I do have another video where I discuss pool table cloth. But needless to say, there are numerous different types of cloth out there, and the price ranges are different on each one of them as well, and how they play are different. So I would like to see Ozone put on their opening page with that pool table when you're looking at the Savannah. When you're looking at the Savannah pool table and you go to click on it, I would like to see on their website, on that page, a drop down for what type of cloth that you'd like to get. Maybe even if the customer is unsure, maybe give them a link to educate them a bit more on what type of cloth they should choose, given their skill level, maybe where they are, what type of games they play, that, etc. So I would like to see that. I've also seen on some of their tables, especially on new model tables, they may have production issues. And I'll give you a good example. David and I went to install one of their tables. This was probably a year ago, and it was a brand new table that they were just offering. I don't know the name of it right off which model it was. But some of the bolt holes for the aprons didn't quite line up with the corresponding nuts that were embedded into the rails. That's a production issue. They've since gotten that fixed, and that is one of the good things about Ozone 2 is that they are very quick to rectify and correct production issues or issues with shipping, anything like that. So I have to give them props there. Another thing that I've seen, and again, this is something from earlier on, maybe a year, 2 years ago, they had been using wooden feather strips for holding the cloth into the rails. Now, this isn't an issue for the homeowner. This is more of an issue for the technician. And it doesn't directly affect the homeowner, but it kind of indirectly does. The wooden feather strips that they were using were a bit too thick. They were, quite frankly, exactly the same size as the channel that they go in, which leaves no room for cloth. So what we have to do as technicians is shave down those feather strips to give that additional room for the cloth itself. And that takes time. And in the process, since it takes us time to do that, it's going to tie up the homeowner even longer while we're doing the install. Now, on the more recent tables that we've done for them, they have since switched over to a rubber feather strip, which works very well. I've got nothing against rubber feather strips. I'm sure there's probably opinions about it one way and the other, so I'm not gonna say one way or the other that it's better or worse or anything. They're fine with me, but they have the added benefit that they are quick to install. In conclusion, I can tell you, if you're considering buying a table from Ozone Billiards, and the only reason why you haven't done it is because you just don't know anything about them, I can tell you, rest assured, they're a good company and they're a reputable company. They've stood behind every single issue or every single table that I've ever seen them have a problem with. They've been around for quite a while. Heck, we even both buy from the same cloth manufacturer. We both buy from Championship, and I've heard nothing but good things from other companies about Ozone. So if you're hesitant just because you don't know anything about them, rest assured they are a good company, and I would encourage you, if that's the only thing holding you back, don't let it. Let something else hold you back if it's going to, but not that. I think they're great tables. I think that they go together very well, and I think that they do everything that they can to make sure that they're providing a quality product for their customers. And again, they don't pay me to say this. Well, that's all I've got to say about Ozone. Great company, and don't let it hold you back from buying from them. If you don't know who they are, don't let that hold you back, because they are really good. If you like this video, I encourage you to hit the like button, write me a comment down below, and hit the bell notification. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. Other than that, let's see, I leave links, Amazon links down below for all of the tools that I use. So if you see me using a tool, if you're an installer or a homeowner and you're looking to do your own pool table, if you see me using a specific tool, you don't know what it is or where to get it, look in the description below. I leave Amazon links for all the tools that I use. I do get a small commission off of each one of those, but guess what? It doesn't cost you anything extra to buy through those links than what it would if you just bought from Amazon to begin with. Anyway, we'll catch you guys on the next video, and y'all take care.